Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on April the 3rd, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. And in terms of the data that came out, we saw that the unemployment claims here were way more than what was expected. We had talked about this yesterday, and as a result, we did see US dollar dip a bit, but then it recovered from that. And President Trump here tweeted today that he believes that we are going to, or Saudi Arabia and Russia are going to cut production, and that he had spoken to them. Now, we did see a big rally in oil as a result of that, but the numbers that were put forward were it was basically half the production of both of these countries, and as a result of that, market didn't quite buy in after that initial move to the upside. We saw the decline in the oil prices, and also Russia claimed that they have not set a meeting with Saudi Arabia to have these discussions in regards to production cuts. Now, we did hear from OPEC saying that they would cut production if other oil-producing countries like US, Canada, Mexico, and everyone else cut production as well, but they are not willing to cut production if it's just the OPEC countries. So that's what we have going on in terms of the oil, and we saw all the commodities all the commodity currencies reacted to that news here as well. Coming up here on Friday, we have PMI numbers out of the Eurozone. Now, the numbers are expected to come in below expectations, but should these numbers drop further, we could see more of a negative impact on the euro and also on British pound if the numbers are not met here. US non-farm payroll here, that's the big news for tomorrow. We saw that the unemployment claims number went up quite a bit. That came out today. So this number here, the expectations, I think we could get the number that comes in will be much higher or much more negative than what's expected here. So we could see US dollar react negatively to that. So keep that in mind. But overall, with the whole risk-off environment that's going on right now, US dollar being a safe haven has actually been positive right now. So we'll see if that continues after this number comes out, or are we going to see a reversal in US dollar as a result of this big negative number? So we'll have to see, but for now, US dollar is strong. So let's go on to our charts here. We'll start off with our euro dollar as usual. We were looking for a drop for euro dollar here. We got that. Now, bias is still to the downside. So I'm looking for a further drop here. Next target is 1.0780 and then 1.0720. So bias is bearish here for euro dollar for tomorrow. And then pound dollar here, this one is looking bearish here as well. Now, price has been kind of been stuck in this range for the entire week actually, and we have seen multiple retests of this resistance level, but price has not been able to go through the resistance, and now we have a pin bar here. So I'm looking for price to drop. First target is 1.2300 and then 1.2240 and potentially into 1.2130. So overall bias is bearish for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, this one, we do have a neutral candle close here, but part of this was due to that news that came out in regards to oil. We saw all the commodity currencies reacted to that. So overall, though, bias is still to the downside, even though the candle for today is neutral. So bias is bearish here. And in terms of our target here, the first target would be just the base of this candle, which is 0.600. And then below that, we're looking at 0.5920. So bias is bearish here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one as well, we have an indecision candle for the day today. However, overall bias here still remains to the downside. So I am looking for a drop here. First target is 0.5840 and then 0.5780. Bias is bearish for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this one has been going sideways here. We saw that Canadian dollar actually did better today because of that news in regards to oil production cuts. But I am not sure if this will hold on. But for now, bias is neutral here because prices, as we can see, has been stuck in this range here. Now, we could see a pullback and then a drop like that, so watch out for that. Or if US dollar continues to strengthen here, we could see price go all the way into the resistance, and then we'll have to see if it comes back into the range here. But overall, currently it's looking range bound, and I'm looking for price to stay with it between 1.4280 and then 1.40. So bias is neutral for dollar CAD. All right, so let's take a look at our commodities now. As usual, we'll start off with the silver here. Nice move up in silver, but as we can see, it's still trading in this range here. So right now, I'm still neutral on this. What we need to see is a retest of this 14.70 level, and if it holds below, then we could see a further move to the downside here. But once it clears that, then I will look for move higher. For now though, this is neutral. It's been trading in this range for over a week now, and right now it seems to be stuck here. So keep an eye out for the resistance level. Right now, as we can see, price is into resistance here, even into 14.50. So if it holds below 14.50, I will look for a move back down into 13.80. But once it goes through, then we have 15.20. So neutral bias for silver. Gold here, we did have a nice move to the upside here, but as we can see, price is into resistance here. If it holds below 1620, then chances are we see a reversal of this move, and price moves to the downside here. So watch out for that. The important level to watch would be 1620. If it holds below, I will look for a move to the downside. But if it gets through this, next target is 1640. So 1620 level is very important for gold right now. Oil here, we saw a big jump up in oil as a result of the tweets from President Trump saying that Russia and Saudi Arabia were going to cut production. But that has not been confirmed, and we have seen a bit of a drop from there. I think we could see a further drop in oil here. So in this case, I will look for a further move to the downside towards 23.80 potentially before it recovers. But right now, bias is more to the downside for oil here. Copper here, copper is also trading in a range. As we can see, it has only moved between 2.09 and 2.20 at this point. Neutral bias here. I'm not super bullish on this at this point. I think as long as price holds below 2.20, I would look for move back towards 2.09 here. So bias right now is neutral and looking for a move back down towards the bottom of the range. Bitcoin here, nice move up all the way into our target there, our second target there for Bitcoin, but then we have seen a pullback from there. So in this case, bias is neutral here. What I would look for is a further move up into 69.50 and then potentially a drop back down into 63.20 here. So neutral bias for Bitcoin. All right, so let's take a look at our equities here. We did have a bullish move here in S&P 500, but I'm not super bullish on the indices just yet. I think this may just be a pullback for further continuation move to the downside. So in this case, bias is more neutral than bullish for me. I am basically looking for a move back down towards 74.40 level, but the critical level to watch would be 25.30 level. If it holds below, I'm looking for a drop, but should it go through, then there is room to the upside all the way into 26.40. But for now, looking for a drop. First target is 74.40 and then first target is 24.40 and then 2400. So looking for a drop here for S&P 500. Nasdaq here, same thing. As long as price holds below 76.50, I will look for a drop here, and I'm looking for the same thing here, pullback and then a continuation move to the downside here. On the flip side though, should it go through, we do have room to the upside on this one as well, but the critical level here is 76.50. If it holds below, I'm looking for a drop here. First target is 73.80 and then 7300 for Nasdaq. Dow Jones, same thing here. We did see a move up, and now I'm looking for a continuation move to the downside here. But as long as price holds below this 21,500, I will look for a drop back down. First target is 20,500 and then 20,500 and 20,000. Those will be the two targets. But like I said, if it does manage to break the resistance, it could go all the way up into 22,650. So keep an eye out for 21,500. Tax here, we saw that price wasn't able to really break through the support. It did move back up, but now it's right into that resistance here, and we could get a similar move for this one here as well. So basically my bias is neutral here, not really super bullish. So I'm looking for a move back down towards 93.40 and then potentially into 9080. So looking for a drop here. FTSE, same thing here. We have, we initially saw a drop and then pull back. And then as long as it holds below 55.80, I will look for a further drop here. So right now, first target is 53.60, and then we're looking at 52.40 for FTSE. And we come to Nikkei here, and same premise here. Everything, all the equities are basically looking, equity indices are looking the same. Sorry. As long as price holds below 18,000 here, 18,140, I will look for a continuation move to the downside. But like I said, if it does go through the resistance, we have more room to the upside here. So we need to keep an eye on the resistance level at 18,140, because otherwise it could go all the way into 18,760. So for now, I'm looking for a further move to the downside here. All right, so that's it for today. Have a great trading day, and then I'll be back again with a weekly analysis on Sunday. Bye for now.